The AIDS pandemic in San Francisco in 1986 was a very scary time to be 21, gay, and just coming out. Everywhere was illness. The city smelled of decay and dread. We'd open up the local gay tabloid, the BAR, and go straight to the pages and pages of obituaries to see who had died that week. Or we'd visit the wall at 18th and Castro.
This one was a really strong piece. Kudos to the filmmaker for being able to express everything that he expresses in this film. He does a really eloquent job of it, and does a also fantastic job with the editing. All this old footage put together really helps paint the picture of the time. And yeah, it just all comes together really well.
It's really solid, really personal, very compelling. I feel like the constant, not like double exposure, but the superimposing on top of each other, like the images, the layering with the opacity, it's great. I feel like I love that it's throughout the entire thing. It feels like it kind of is the cutting effect that happens when you juxtapose two images next to each other. It one informs the other, and I feel like having the superimposed images kind of creates that effect throughout the entire thing, and it's sort of like this visual poetry that goes along with really well with the narration. So great job, very very creative.
Of the device of superimposing film images on top of each other, and there was an interesting parallel when he talked about the gay population at this time being invisible or having to hide in the shadows or behind the guise of the city. It really created that ghostly impression. It was great to bring the viewer into the past through these found images, and it wasn't overly distracting at the same time, so it just complemented the words, which I think were the most important part of it, and it felt like talking to a good friend and revealing something that you've been holding in for a very long time.
I love the overlapping windows in this film. Buildings, crowds, lights, flowers, photos over videos. The film had so much movement for me, and in itself was its own movement as well. This is a bittersweet experience of one man's carrying AIDS with him throughout years and throughout his life. It's perfect for this memory of AIDS in 1986 to be captured with this voice and also in black and white.
I thought this was a pretty powerful film. I really liked the choice of black and white, especially with the way that they were kind of overlaying images, which I thought was so interesting, and I really loved how it came across on the screen, especially with when he started to tell the stories of what it was like for him personally and what the kind of city and the atmosphere was like. And so having the kind of overlaid, like the almost ghost image on top of the other image was so interesting. And I think it really helped heighten the story for me.
Made me feel so silent and so, yeah, I don't know, it was very nice to see this person showing up for his dignity, and then the whole story of overcoming fear, denial, being put aside and left out, and underestimating the whole damage and effects of AIDS, and how you need to find your channels to just vent and forget about it. So you had the drugs at hand, and then presidents denying its importance. I wish it was a fictional story, but it isn't. So it was good, and thanks for sharing. I really enjoyed it.